Imagine yourself walking alone on a deserted road, the only sound being the creaking of trees and the distant hum of a city that never sleeps. Suddenly, you stumble upon a cryptic message scrawled on a wall: "The truth is hiding in plain sight." You feel a chill run down your spine as you realize that you're not alone, and the darkness is watching you. Welcome to the world of true crime, where the thrill of the unknown can be both captivating and terrifying. You find yourself in a dimly lit room, surrounded by the eerie silence of a city at night. The only sound is the soft hum of a computer, as you browse through the numerous true crime podcasts and documentaries available. You start to wonder, what is it about these stories that draws you in? Is it the thrill of the unknown, the desire to understand the human psyche, or the morbid curiosity that drives you to explore the darkest corners of the human experience? As you delve deeper, you begin to notice a pattern. The more you listen, the more you become desensitized to the violence and the tragedy. You start to question the ethics of true crime entertainment, and whether it's morally justifiable to profit from the suffering of others. The room begins to feel smaller, as the shadows cast by the flickering screen dance across the walls, like the ghosts of the victims whose stories you're about to uncover. You stumble upon a true crime podcast that tells the story of a serial killer who terrorized a small town, leaving a trail of bodies in their wake. The narrator's voice is captivating, weaving a tale that's both haunting and mesmerizing. You find yourself drawn into the world of the killer, trying to understand what drove them to commit such heinous crimes. As you listen, you start to notice the small details that the narrator includes, the personal anecdotes and the interviews with the families of the victims. You begin to feel a sense of empathy for the people affected, and a deep-seated anger towards the killer. But as you delve deeper, you start to realize that the line between fact and fiction is blurred, and that the narrative is carefully crafted to keep you engaged. You start to wonder, what's real and what's not? Are you being manipulated by the storyteller, or are you genuinely trying to understand the truth? You decide to investigate further, digging deeper into the world of true crime. You start to read books and articles, watching documentaries and interviews with experts in the field. You begin to understand the psychology behind the crimes, the motivations, and the triggers that drive people to commit such atrocities. You learn about the different types of serial killers, from the organized and calculated to the disorganized and impulsive. You start to see patterns and connections, linking the dots between the different cases. But as you delve deeper, you start to realize that the more you know, the more you don't know. The complexity of the human psyche is overwhelming, and you begin to question whether it's possible to truly understand the mind of a serial killer. You start to feel like a detective, searching for clues and piecing together the puzzle of the human condition. As you continue to investigate, you stumble upon a shocking twist. One of the true crime podcasts you've been listening to has been accused of fabricating evidence and manipulating the narrative. You feel a sense of betrayal and outrage, wondering how you could have been so blind to the truth. You start to question the integrity of the entire true crime community, wondering how many other stories have been distorted or fabricated for the sake of entertainment. You begin to feel like you're living in a world of uncertainty, where the truth is hiding in plain sight. You start to wonder, what's the real cost of true crime entertainment? Is it worth the risk of desensitizing ourselves to violence, or the potential harm it could cause to the families of the victims? The room begins to spin, as the shadows cast by the flickering screen seem to grow longer and darker, like the fingers of the truth reaching out to grab you. You're left reeling from the revelation, wondering how to process the information. You start to question your own motivations, wondering why you're drawn to true crime stories in the first place. You begin to feel a sense of guilt, wondering if you've been contributing to the problem by indulging in the genre. You start to think about the families of the victims, and the impact that true crime entertainment has on their lives. You wonder if it's possible to find a balance between the thrill of the unknown and the respect for the victims and their families. You start to feel like you're walking a tightrope, balancing your curiosity with your sense of morality. The room begins to feel smaller, as the shadows cast by the flickering screen seem to grow longer and darker, like the weight of your conscience bearing down on you. As you reflect on your journey, you start to see the true crime genre in a different light. You realize that it's not just about entertainment, but about understanding the human condition. You see the complexity of the psychology behind the crimes, the motivations, and the triggers that drive people to commit such atrocities. You start to appreciate the importance of responsible storytelling, and the need to approach the genre with sensitivity and respect. You begin to wonder, what's the future of true crime entertainment? Will it continue to evolve, or will it succumb to the criticisms and controversies that surround it? The room begins to feel larger, as the shadows cast by the flickering screen seem to recede, like the dawn breaking over a new horizon. You're left with a haunting question: can you ever truly know the truth, or will it always be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered? As you finish this journey into the world of true crime, we leave you with a haunting question: can you ever truly know the truth, or will it always be hiding in plain sight? Join the conversation in the comments below, and share your theories and thoughts on the true crime genre. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking content, and join us next time as we delve into the darkest corners of the human experience. The truth is out there, waiting to be discovered. But will you be able to handle it?